Here's a video for Walk on Mars, which is number 22 in Vermouge Book 1. And the piece starts with, if you do the fast version, which is number 22, it starts with sliding and up and down the A string in the introduction. And then you also do that sliding up again at the end of the piece before you go back to the beginning again, so sort of halfway through the piece really. And if you want to just practice the sliding up and down first, the best thing to do is start with your thumb really gentle and soft here. On the A string, just put all your first 3 fingers down, perhaps leave the 4th finger out, and pretend you're ice skating up and down the string. You must take your thumb with you when you go, and you don't want to let that thumb come off at any point. You just want to keep it really gentle, anchoring the violin and enabling you to slide up and down like this. Now, if you use your bow, you want to use a free and fast bow. So let me give you an example. And I'm doing one bow going up and one bow coming down, which is kind of easiest. Okay, so if you practice that before you do anything else, that would be really good. And it's a great way of getting a good hand position, making sure your fingers are nice and curvy, and also to give you freedom around your violin, which is so important, especially when you do higher positions later on. All right, the first part of Walk on Mars is essentially using A and D string and your first finger on either the A or the D string. So before you begin, just have a little work out which your notes are. So work out where your first finger is going to be. Is it going to be a B on the A string, or is it going to be an E on the D string? The other thing that you have is a bit of string crossing. So the last 2 bars of the first half, you've got this little pattern. So for that bar, it's worth practicing before you begin. Some really nice string crossing. What I have is my hand and it's really just doing a little bit of waving with your wrist. You're not using huge amounts of arm, and you're only going from the A to the D. It's not very far to do that. It's really important you do it in the middle of the bow. You could do it further up the bow as well, but I think for this piece, just practice doing it in the middle. If you do it too near the heel, there's a much bigger angle for the string crossing. It's much harder. So make sure your bow is in the middle. And just practice before you begin doing. Keep your right hand really, really flexible, really gentle, and it will be much easier. So I'll just show you that again. It's almost like drawing a little circle. And you want to make sure you don't hit the other string, so don't go completely wild. Good. I think I'll make a separate video for just doing the notes for the first and the second section. So I'm going to turn off now and practice those bits before we watch the next one.